Hello YouTube, this is Drew with another dashcam drive through a town in South Carolina, and today we're visiting the city of North Charleston. North Charleston is in 3 different counties. Actually, it's so big it is in Charleston, Berkeley, and Dorchester counties, and it is pretty big, like I said. Before we get into any more information about North Charleston, I would like to ask each of you watching to subscribe and like the video and comment if you feel compelled, but mainly subscribe. I would like that more than anything. So there's that. Anyway, North Charleston actually is the 3rd biggest city in the state of South Carolina. It has a population of, and we'll see what Wikipedia says, and the 2020 U.S. Census have it at 114,852, which, like I said, makes it the 3rd biggest city in the state. North Charleston, there's a good mural there. North Charleston has a reputation of not being as not being as attractive to tourists as, say, Charleston or Mount Pleasant, and being more of the gritty side of Charleston. So there's that, and I think this part of town that we're in now is kind of where that reputation comes from, just based on kind of what I saw and probably what you can see as well. A lot of traffic in this town too. In fact, Wikipedia says the city's 81 square miles. That's huge. Right, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 different zip codes. Goodness gracious. The North Charleston Civic Center is in town. I don't think that I went by that, but I've been there numerous times to watch WWE. Yeah, I think that's the only reason why I've ever went there. Yeah, that is the Social Services building on the left there for Charleston County. What a beautiful building, nice, modern. That is certainly an upgrade. The old one was on the right side, and it just did not look splendid, I guess, like that building there does. So they have definitely put some money into their social services in Charleston County. Hopefully that's working out. I believe Boeing is in North Charleston, so that's good. We didn't pass that either. Probably should have. I honestly forgot about that until I just read it here. I want to find the economy on Wikipedia, what it has to say. Bear with me, please. The estimated population is 121,000 now. So I can't find any economic news or updates from the 2020 census. So we're going to have to use the outdated 2010 census. But 19.9% of families and 23.2% of the population were below the poverty line. And so comparing that to, we'll just compare that to Charleston County as a whole. Comparing that to Charleston County as a whole, it is 11.5% of families and 16.5% of the population. So yeah, North Charleston definitely runs those numbers up when you have it that high, and the county is multiple points lower. Like I said, it does stretch into other counties, but I do believe the majority of the city is in Charleston County. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think so. Anyway, Let me actually see if I can find out. Well, let's go to their town website now and see if they have anything written on there. We'll read their history if we got it. Or let's go to their attractions and point of interest. So this is who the city themselves list as their attractions. They are the North Charleston Coliseum, the North Charleston Performing Arts Center, the golf club at Westcott Plantation. That's it. Oh, and Riverfront Park, the Fire Museum, Greater Charleston Naval Base Memorial, and other things like that. City Art Gallery. This website's clunky, I'm sorry. City News. Let's see what's going on there. So the North Charleston Christmas tree lighting to proceed is scheduled. Parade and festival rescheduled to December 13th. Yeah, we had a lot of rain going on right now in South Carolina. And this was actually filmed a couple weeks ago, by the way. They do update their news quite regularly, so that is good. They have 26 pages of news. They look to have one, well, not every day, but almost every day have at least one news article written and multiple on a few of them. Anyway, let's see if we can find some history out first, and then I'll start commenting on what we see. We got plenty of time in this video, so I'm trying not to rush myself. I feel like I need to just talk over everything, even though that's what I'm doing right now. The city website, northcharleston.org, does have a history page. Alright, so we have the general 1600s, 1700s, 1800s. I want to get more into whatever started the city. Alright, in 1914, the North Charleston Development Corps was organized to construct houses for the area. The first residents moved there in the same year. It was about this time that the term North Charleston evolved. This is 1914. By 1925, the North Charleston Corps and the Philbin Company had been organized as Charleston Farms and was absorbed by the North Charleston Company in this year. Let's see. By 1930, there were 2,000 residents living in the area. The West Virginia Pulp and Paper Company moved into the area, creating many jobs, and residential population increased. In 1934, the Federal Public Works Administration completed a community center and gymnasium at the North Charleston High School. Population then was more than 4,000, and it grew rapidly. In 1940s, World War II loomed ahead. In 1942, the population jumped to more than 18,000. So goodness, they more than quadrupled in 2 years. The area of North Charleston sought to become a city as early as the 1940s. In the late 1950s, Arthur H. Burton led another group that hoped to rekindle interest in incorporation. However, Burton said a major stumbling block in the South Carolina state constitution. The Constitution required voters to approve a new city, and the North area didn't have that. Right, a constitutional amendment was required that would allow cities to incorporate with a majority of voters who go to the polls. This amendment was finally granted. That's got to be polls. It's got to supposed to be polls. Go to the polls. This amendment was finally granted in 1972. So in 1972, the city of North Charleston was established as the ninth largest city in South Carolina on June 12, 1972, with John E. Bourne Jr. as the first mayor. By December, North Charleston had already become the fourth largest city in the state after annexing the Naval Base, Air Force Base, and the Charleston International Airport. Within 1 year, the city population had increased from 22,000 to 53,000. September 21st, 1989, Hurricane Hugo hit, causing over $2.8 billion in damage to the South Carolina low country. The physical and economic impact was devastating. Bobby Kinnear was elected as second mayor of Charleston in 1991. North Charleston Coliseum opened in 1993. It's where the South Carolina Stingrays hockey team of the East Coast Hockey League play. Alright. So, a big time military presence in North Charleston. Yeah, that is basically the history of Charleston that we well, I'll read the last paragraph. It says, North Charleston offers the largest number of hotel accommodations in the area. Many new four-star hotels are being added yearly to fill the need of visitors. Actually, I did go watch an AEW show here too. I forgot. And they did have a lot of new hotels by the Coliseum. So don't let the reputation of North Charleston and the stories you may hear scare you from visiting here. I mean, you just got to know where you go. The traffic is the biggest problem, as you see here. And for the rest of the video, I'm just kind of going to comment on what we see. And right now, like I said, we're seeing a bunch of traffic. And also, this was like 5 o'clock-ish. So, you know, the traffic is going to be really heavy. It was a Friday afternoon, too, so everybody's rushing to get home from their job. Interstate access in North Charleston as well, so that definitely is attractive. Also bogs things down, as you see here. People getting on 526 go to Savannah, and 526 the other way goes towards Mount Pleasant. So it runs off of I-26, which connects Charleston and Columbia. After this video, I think Folly Beach may be the last town in the Charleston area that I still need to get. I could be wrong on that, but I believe that is correct. Alright, now we're moving a little bit. Nope, never mind. Here's the red light. North Charleston Police is on our right. Now they're in front of us. Definitely not a place that you go to if you just want to have fun riding around, because you're going to be playing stop and go. And really, you're going to see the same businesses over and over and over, too, which isn't always fun. I like seeing the local small businesses, which they had plenty of, but also had plenty of the chains everywhere. This looks like a city that grew really fast and just outpaced its growth, and nowadays is kind of paying for that Obviously, if their population grew like it did, and it's doubled since then again, and even more, it's just too quick, too much, too fast. Whereas Charleston's size has been like building since like the 1600s. North Charleston basically didn't exist in at the start of the 1900s. So all of their growth has happened since then, and Charleston had another 300 years on its growth. So I definitely think that has a lot to do with kind of what you see. But money talks, or at least people like to think it does. There's the Grinch. Is the Grinch from North Charleston? Is Whoville a suburb of Charleston? Alright, so that was where we turned off to Hanahan. Then we come out of Hanahan right here. So this is like probably 20 minutes apart, these two videos, and they're in completely different areas of North Charleston. But I didn't want to skim part of the town that I actually drove through on the same day. There's a Hammocks. Hammocks had just moved into the Charleston area, or moved back in after a long absence. That's a South Carolina store, I think, at least. I know it's headquartered in Gaffney, and I think they have locations everywhere. But anyway, so I wanted to get all of what I saw from North Charleston, not just one spot. This is definitely where a lot of the hotels are, a lot of the Walmarts, Arby's, as you see, Ollie's, Home Depot, Lowe's. The big chains are definitely gathered in this area here. This is near, I believe it's near Ashley Phosphate Road, which is a famous road in the state for being just a bottleneck. I would say it's probably the most dangerous road to drive on in the state. If there's somewhere worse, I have yet to see it. Never been to downtown Greenville, though, so I'm not sure what they got going on there. I've heard Woodruff Road can be rough, but that's just from TikTok where I've seen that. But one day we will see that, as we have to. We're going to accomplish the goal of this channel, or of this series at least. I guess the channel doesn't really have, well, the channel has goals, but this is more of a goal of a series. Nah, it's the goal of the channel. We are rapidly heading towards Goose Creek, and as you see, if I hadn't have turned off in Hanahan and visited there, I just would have kept driving in pure traffic. Just pure traffic jam. The whole way through. Not fun at all. You should be driving a Honda from Stokes Honda. You should be driving a Honda. Not endorsing that, but that's a commercial, and I believe that was Stokes Honda. Anyway, alright, that was North Charleston, South Carolina. I hope you enjoyed your ride through it, and maybe you want to visit it one day.